This is a city that's going to starve for water. We have pump sets not running among villages because there is no power. And we are running a 50-ton air-conditioned unit just to keep 6 penguins alive because somebody's pet dream is that. The zoo is not the Thackeray's backyard for them to do what they want. The penguin is not a toy.
Bhaikala Zoo, what I can say is they keep their animals in a nice condition as far as the veterinary issues are there. But the animals are not just, they need a better environment to stay.
It's nowhere even close to 1/10 of what it should be in the wild.
Now, if the animal is 18, 19, 20, it is due to die. If all the animals that were there have come 20 years ago, then they are in a possibility of their dying.
That's right. With its development, the Baikala Zoo has faced a lot of backlash and controversies from various animal activists and enthusiasts. So let's find out more about the oldest zoo in the country. Built in 1892, popularly known as Rani Bagh, Veer Mata Jijabai Zoo is built over a 50-acre land. Located in the heart of the city in Baikala, it is managed by the BMC. For many, zoos are central to some of their favorite memories as children. They are looked upon as a source to sensitize the children and to educate them about a wide range of exotic species of animals and birds. However, the question of being able to serve this purpose has led to the public having a negative view towards the display of animals solely for entertainment. For this, the government came up with a national zoo policy in 1998, aiming at giving proper direction and thrust to the management of zoos. So it is crucial to understand how well the Baikala Zoo is able to maintain the rules and regulations as per the national zoo policy. To find out, let's look at what a kid learns from their visit to a zoo.
1, 2, 3, 4. Look around in the houses and at the door. A zoo won't be fun for you anymore.
A natural habitat refers to the natural home or environment of an animal, plant, or other organism. According to the National Zoo Policy, each animal enclosure in a zoo shall have appropriate shelters which can provide the animal a chance to display their natural behaviors as well as protect them from extremes of climate and prevent them from suffering psychological and physiological restraint.
The modern concept of keeping or exhibiting the species is to create a kind of natural habitat inside the exhibit. So that is called the immersion exhibits. That concept we are introducing, and if you see, go and see the either sloth bear or the leopard, we have planted so many number of indigenous species which is found in their natural habitat. So that is giving immersion effect. So you will really feel that animal is in a kind of natural habitat.
The zoo doesn't even remotely imitate the natural surroundings of the animals. The bear cage had an artificial honeycomb with artificial leaves, and the spotted deers had barely any green grass to compensate for their natural habitat.
The enclosure that they live in is more than 18,000 times smaller than what it would be in the wild. You meaning there's no enclosure in the wild, but the area, if you compare the area that they would live in the wild vis-a-vis their enclosure, it's more than 18,000 times smaller.
To believe that we can't play God, we can't duplicate or replicate nature. We may create a forest of 20 trees and put an animal there, we still can't create biodiversity. We can't have waterfalls, we can't have rocks, we can't have wind, we can't ever recreate biodiversity, and without biodiversity, the animal will never ever be in its natural surroundings. We must realize that there are limitations that we can do. We can simulate, we can think we have created, but that's the end of it. To give you a good example, please go to the penguin enclosure at the Baikala Zoo. What have they done to replicate natural habitat? They've painted icebergs on the wall. Natural surroundings with painted icebergs. This looks like one of those old-time exhibitions when I could go take a photo next to a cutout of Amitabh Bachchan. That's as close to reality as animals get to in the zoo.
5, 6, 7, 8. A fake swimming pool is what the penguins hate.
In the year 2016, 8 Humboldt penguins were brought, out of which 1 died within the first 3 months. Also, a baby penguin died in just the first week of its birth.
कैसी प्रदान की जाए, जैसे कि आपको पता है कि अभी पेंगुइन्स को लाए गए, उसके जो वातावरण को निर्मित करने के लिए महानगर पालिका ने बहुत महंगे ऐसे 4 मशीन भी खरीद ली है। तो ये लाने के पीछे ये मकसद था कि भाई हर व्यक्ति कोई वहाँ जाके पेंगुइन देख नहीं सकता है ध्रुव पे, तो चलो यहाँ पे उसको ये देखने, उसको समझने मिले। वो करते हुए दर्द ये बात का है कि 2 पेंगुइन मर भी गए, लेकिन उसके साथ इस प्रयास को भी ये कहना चाहिए कि भाई चलो बहुत अच्छा प्रयास महानगर निगम ने किया है।
Penguins were brought in legally. The enclosure was shown on paper. The enclosure exists, but practically when you see the enclosure, it's not good for penguins.
They need to create more educational environment, educational setup to tell people about the penguins. It should not be a Siddhivinayak temple wherein people queue up, see the deity and just move out. That is what is happening unfortunately right now. People just come in, see the penguins and move out. So it's becoming an entertainment value.
The penguin chick did not survive is almost like the mission that was sent to moon. We almost reached there, but we did not. Maybe this breed of chicks might have died, but lessons that have been learned from that, maybe the next brood that might come out might be a successful brood. So I think they've got specialized veterinary doctors to take care of those animals, and they're investing a lot in taking care of their animals.
9, 10, 11, 12. Living alone is as good as living in hell.
The sex ratio is the ratio of males to females in a population. According to the National Zoo Policy, every zoo shall endeavour to avoid keeping single animals or non-viable sex ratios of any species. They shall cooperate in pooling such animals into genetically, demographically and socially viable groups at zoos identified for the purpose.
Most of the species in a viable group, either in pair or in a groups like in herd, you can say. So we are maintaining it, and we are doing even the birth control also for the prolific breeders. So there is a full-fledged program for exhibiting this species in a viable group.
The sloth bear seen in this video has been caged alone for the past several months. The bear was restless as it suffers from loneliness and mental trauma.
Individual animals where the law does not permit a single animal which is a group living or only a male or only a female to be existing over there, they then need to be moved. So the rhino, for example, in the Baikala Zoo was moved to Kanpur Zoo to find a mate over there because it is against the law to keep a single individual over here.
13, 14, 15, 16. Mean are the people who do not clean.
Hygiene must be given its due importance in a zoo to ensure animal health and avoid the spread of disease.
These zoos are dirty, are like any other government office. Have you been to a government office and looked at the place and said, wow, what a clean office, what a beautiful office? No. It's a government maintained zoo. It will be as bad as their toilets.
We saw many animals over here. Almost all types of animals were there. But then they are not in a very good condition, and the cleanliness and tidiness should be there. It's not there in the zoo actually.
The Baikala Zoo really lags behind in terms of hygiene, mainly due to lack of trash cans. It has been observed that the water provided to the birds and animals has remained stagnant for weeks together. The enclosures haven't been cleaned for days, leading to accumulation of dirt and foul smell. The aviary, which was inaugurated just a few weeks ago, was found dirty and ill-maintained.
I think once you visit the zoo, the modern concept of exhibiting the species is much more secure now. We have started the glass weaving concept, where public cannot interact directly with the animal. Animal can come very close to you. You can see the animal beautifully, but you cannot interact. So that has stopped almost all teasing or harassing of the species, and that has really given a very good security and safety for the public and for the animal also.
Even though the director says that there was security, it was seen that there were no guards and a few people actually managed to get inside the enclosures.
17, 18, 19, 20. A zoo must educate in plenty.
Zoos are largely established for the purpose of education. According to the National Zoo Policy, each zoo should have a wall-runner plan for educating the visitors as well as others in the community. A formal education program should also be pursued for strengthening the education message. Zoos shall use guided tours and audiovisual shows for communicating the message of conservation.
We conduct several event days like the Wildlife Week, Environment Day, different event days we celebrate. different children groups, they come to the zoo. We conduct different nature trails, education awareness, zoo awareness campaigns. I think since past 3 years, we have started a campaign for the awareness of teachers in corporation, who teach to the MCGM school teachers. They have started coming to the zoo, and we have started a zoo awareness program for the teachers. If they are really aware, then they can tell to the children what is the importance of zoos. So we are regularly conducting various programs in terms of education awareness.
मुंबई में रह के भी बहुत स्टूडेंट्स या पीपल्स ऐसे कि उनको ये जू जो मालूम नहीं होता है, तो वो वर्कशॉप कंडक्ट होना बहुत ज़रूरी है, ऐसा मुझे लगता है, क्योंकि उसके मीन्स बहुत सारे एनिमल्स हो या पूरा स्ट्रक्चर हो, पूरा इंफॉर्मेशन स्टूडेंट को मिल सके।
मैं तो ये मानता हूँ कि सबसे पहले भारतीय प्रजातियों की एक अच्छी सुरक्षा व्यवस्था और उसको सीखने के लिए मुंबई महानगर पालिका के तहत इतनी सारी स्कूल्स, कॉलेजेस और इतने सारे करीब मुझे लगता है कि जिस तरह से जनसंख्या है मुंबई की 1.25 करोड़ के आसपास, उसमें 50 लाख तो कम से कम चिल्ड्रंस या स्टूडेंट्स है, तो उनको अच्छा नॉलेज मिले, ऐसा ये नॉलेज सेंटर बने, एक अच्छा एमपी थिएटर हो जिसमें जिसको जो प्राणी के विषय में सीखना हो, या हर प्राणी बाग का जो मानो कि आप किसी एक पेंगुइन को देखने जा रहे हैं तो उसके जो केजेस है उसके बाहर ही उसका किसी को देखना हो तो वीडियो, ऑडियो, मतलब उसकी बाकी के, क्योंकि हर बार आप जाओगे तब वो जो बिहेवियर उसको नेचुरली करना होगा वही करेगा, आप उसकी पूरी डिटेल्स नहीं देख पाओगे, तो उस तरह से उसको और भी सुधार कर सकते हैं।
If you're talking about zoos, they have to change the idea why a zoo exists. When we were kids, the zoo was an outing for us from school where you go, you see animals, you come back happy that you saw a tiger. But if you go by World Association of Zoos and Aquariums, they encourage zoos all over the world to increase their conservation programs, increase their programs where you are doing advocacy, you are doing awareness. So if we change the perspective and ideology why zoos are established, and we look at them as institutions where we are actually going to help conserve wildlife and nature, yes, then they should exist. If you're looking them at purely an entertainment source where animals are caged up in small enclosures just enough for them to, move to and fro, then definitely that's a no. That is not the reason that zoos should exist.
Laws are very much in place. Effective implementation of a law will happen when a citizen is aware of those laws, and for that I feel that every zoo in the country should put out this animal acts and all acts relating to any animal, maybe domestic animal, wild animal. All rules and acts should be displayed at the entrance of the zoo so that people are aware that there are rules and regulations for the zoo as well as for animals.
It will be nice of you to go to the zoo and ask those people who are coming out after spending 4 hours there what they learnt. I'm 100% sure half of them will remember how much they paid for a packet of chips. They will remember how they need to go back home. They will remember seeing a striped cheetah and a spotted zebra. That's all they'll learn. They won't even know the difference. I've met people there who probably walked in and called the animal everything except what the animal is. So forget it. I mean, no zoo educates.
एलिफेंट याद है, चीता याद है, वो दोनों बहुत अच्छे थे। The fox, elephant,
पेंगुइन पानी में रहते हैं।
Not only were the visitors ignorant, they also mentioned animals that were not existing in the zoo.
There were 8 penguins that were brought to Baikala Zoo, and once they were shifted to the public viewing enclosure, there were almost 20,000 to 30,000 people lining up on every weekend, and there were like huge crowd that was coming in to watch these penguins. Unfortunately, the problem was that during that time, there was hardly any education that was created by the Baikala Zoo officials to tell people about these penguins. I think Baikala Zoo does absolutely nothing when it comes to education. By putting up some selfie points, by putting up some gardens, by getting in the best animals, by putting a dinosaur outside, I mean, of course, a fake dinosaur outside their entrance, If they think that they are going to engage with people, no, sorry, you're not going to engage with people.
The Baikala Zoo is not only contradicting the national zoo policy, it has also been involved with several other issues.
21, 22, 23, 24 don't sanction this expansion anymore.
In the zoo's latest expansion program, they have acquired a 7-acre land where they are planning to set up an African savanna.
Since 2009, we have a very good revamping project of this zoo, and phase-wise we are doing the revamping work. We have completed phase 1, in which we have done the Humboldt penguin, that is the major attraction, and all the public amenity facilities. The beautiful garden facility also developed in the phase 1. Currently, we are executing the phase 2 part of the revamping project, in which 17 animal exhibits are being built. Till date, we have opened 10 exhibits to the public, out of which some major attractions like leopard, hyena, the bird aviary 2 walk through every aquatic ones, that is the major attraction for the public. Now in phase 3, there is a extension which is entirely an exotic zone. So major attraction would be all exotic species like zebra, giraffe, and white lion first time would be introduced in India. So these are all some of the major attractions, including the chimps also.
I think the new exotic species is a very wrong idea, because the climatic conditions of Mumbai are not friendly with those exotic animals, and those exotic animals which are brought in are only because of some kind of adamant behavior of certain politicians and now ministers. So
I would think if you're establishing the zoo, establish it for the right reasons. You have to meet with standards and protocol and not just have them for any kind of show or entertainment. It shouldn't be a feather in your cap that you've brought in a lion from Savannah or you've brought in a cheetah from South Africa. You have to mimic the environment provided to them in the wild.
25, 26, 27, 28 don't make this construction their fate.
A lot of ongoing construction activities have been observed around the cages of the animals in the zoo.
Animals can hear up to 7 times more than what we do. So you can imagine if what we can hear is intolerable, they can hear 7 times more than us. So how intolerable will it be for them, and what they would be going through mentally? And mental well-being is connected with physical well-being. They will go into depression, they'll stop eating, there will be health hazards wherein the construction material they are inhaling, ingesting through food or through water, the water is contaminated, the air is contaminated. It leads to various health complications which can have large-scale ramifications on their well-being.
When the zoo construction started for the penguins, there was heavy drilling happening within earshot distance of the rhino, of the hippos. That animal must be traumatized. The elephants are traumatized. The monkeys were traumatized. The birds were traumatized. There's so much of heavy engineering happening. Nobody cares.
Construction activities have a debilitating psychological and physiological impact on the animals.
29, 30, 31, 32 read more and get a clue.
Whenever people read newspapers, especially articles written on animal rights, I think they immediately get aware about what are the rules, what are the regulations. They also read on what are the points that a wildlife activist or animal rights organization has raised. This immediately, automatically helps people understand animal rights. So a lot of people get to know that it's not just the animal, the free roaming animal in the wild who have rights. It's also captive animals have certain rights. They need to be kept properly. They need to be their treatment, their health needs to be taken care of. Their hygiene needs to be taken care of. One of the important issues that we always heard in Baikala Zoo was the kind of enclosures that they were kept in. So that is how the whole, now as per the Central Zoo Authority, the new rules state that you need to have bigger moats. You cannot keep them in those caged, confined cages. The habitat should look very natural.
33, 34, 35, 36, the zoo has got a lot to fix.
Lastly, let's take a look at how the Baikala Zoo can change for the better.
So when it comes to the Bhaikala Zoo, I think the first thing that they need to get right is the education aspect. That is the most important because you have so many people visiting in. It should be a place where people learn about conservation, learn about wildlife, learn about animals. Second, of course, is the visitors' behavior. Unfortunately, somehow, whenever we visit a zoo, I don't know why people like to tease animals, like to make noises, like to make cat calls so that you can attract animal towards yourself. Taking pictures, it disturbs the animal basically. So these kind of information needs to be there. There should be very strict policy wherein if any visitor is found misbehaving, he should be actually immediately asked to leave the zoo premises.
The first improvement I feel is don't bring these exotic animals. That is the first thing that they should do. Bhaikala Zoo is not made for any exotic animal. It does not have that space, it does not have the surrounding for an exotic animal. Improve the living conditions of the animals that are there. Make bigger cages. Have better natural environment for the animals. And don't keep the zoo as a earning spot, because there are lots of people who come to zoo to see these animals and get educated, but the zoo authorities have turned it into an earning spot for them, and they've not done anything as far as the condition of the animal goes.
The Bhaikala Zoo has long been criticized for being one of the worst zoos, with badly maintained enclosures and zero enrichment. The zoo was even looked at as a dead and cruel place for the animals to live. While officials claim that people's perception about the zoo has changed with the revamping project, according to most experts, it is unadvisable to bring any new species for the purpose of expansion till the current issues are resolved. What we would like to conclude from our study is the Central Zoo Authority fails to enforce the objectives stated by the National Zoo Policy. As a result, the zoo has been reduced to a mere source of entertainment, completely disregarding its mandatory duty to educate children and visitors.